Hi, my name is Dr. Jeanette DeWitt, and I am a doctor of physical therapy and a chronic pain specialist. Now, I'm not going to talk about that in this video, but I am going to talk about study.com. The reason I'm going to talk about them is because I am all about promoting wellness. And when I promote wellness, I am talking about how to make your life easier so you can improve your overall well-being. Study.com is amazing at relieving stress. It makes the life of a homeschool parent very, very simple. Let me explain a little bit. We started homeschooling 2 years ago during when COVID hit, so in 2020. And what happened is we decided not to go back to a Christian private school because in the fall, if my kids went back and they were exposed to COVID, I would have to shut my practice down. I couldn't do that every 2 weeks or every time there was a risk of exposure, so we decided to homeschool our children. We elected to choose an online private Christian academy, which we thought was going to be a great idea. The curriculum was set for us. It covered 750 hours that could be applied to our state requirement, and we thought life would be good, except that it wasn't. It was actually really, really difficult. Every child in the grade would have to complete the same requirements or the same curriculum. There was no choice. And so that made it a little bit harder for my kids because they wanted to have the freedom of what they thought homeschool was, meaning they could pick their classes and decide what kind of science they would like to learn, what kind of history, and we didn't really have that flexibility within this program. The other thing is there were lots and lots of projects, lots of tedious work that really didn't help them learn, but it made them stressed out. It made my husband and I stressed out because we would get notifications that our children were not advancing in their schoolwork, that they were getting behind because of these projects. Now, I'm all for projects and I'm all for assignments because I think that validates what the student is learning. Unfortunately, we couldn't advance in the program. So what would happen is we would be stuck on a project and you couldn't finish any other assignments because those would not unlock until you finish the project. Now, when they were in regular school, an in-person school, they would know that they had a project due, but they would still be completing assignments every day or throughout the week until the project was due, because you could just work on multiple things at the same time. This program, unfortunately, did not allow that. Now, we thought that this was kind of a learning curve, but it was not. We went ahead, we signed up for the second year, and we actually struggled even more. And my kids just did not like to learn. In came study.com. To the rescue, may I add. Now, we just started using study.com 3 weeks ago, and it is so much different. We kind of did a soft start because it is July, and we won't officially start our full curriculum until the end of August. Plus, frankly, we wanted to try out study.com to see if it was going to be a good fit. And what we discovered was it is a perfect fit. We enrolled both our kids, 6th grade and 8th grade, in the 6th grade and the 8th grade homeschool curriculum for math. Then I found a Spanish class that they could do, a beginner Spanish. And then I also found a phys ed, which we're going to count to our health requirement for our state. And they are working through that. Not only are the videos in study.com quick and very appropriate for their ages, they're engaging. They teach them how to understand the material. Plus the fill-in-the-blank worksheet and the worksheet that prepares them for the quiz is ideal in helping them study and look for the information that they absolutely need to know. Then what we also do is we have them write out the keywords. So there's keywords provided on the worksheet that are in bold. And then we have them write out the definitions of those words, or we have them answer questions related to those highlighted information. So then when they take the quiz, they are getting 90 to 100% the first time they attempt it. Now what's nice is if they don't get that, study.com shows them exactly where the information is in the content on the questions that they missed. So they can go back exactly to the spot where the question that they missed and get the information they need to understand what they got wrong. Then they can retake the quiz or and see if they did better. This is great because it teaches true learning and they understand it. It's been a great conversation piece for our mealtime, and they're super excited. In fact, my 6th grader even said, I finally understand long division. So that was really rewarding. Plus they're smiling again, and they're not spending 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock doing schoolwork because they understand it and they get through the material quickly and efficiently. What's nice, and I recognize that they don't have all their classes yet, but it was literally taking them from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. to get through 5 classes. They are doing these 3 classes, the math, the Spanish, and the health, in 2.5 hours. So I know when we add the other classes like science and history, language arts, those type of classes, I know that they're not going to be spending all day, and they're not going to be stressed out about not getting their work done and then having to make up for it on a Saturday morning. I'm super impressed by study.com because they are making our life a lot easier. And for having a soft start here during the summer, it's been a great way to keep the girls' skills up, especially in math, and introduce new skills with Spanish. So I'm super excited to get started towards the end of August with the rest of their curriculum because they can choose. They can either choose to stay with the 6th grade and the 8th grade full homeschool curriculum, or they have, I think it's 4,000 classes that they can choose from for a class that they might want to take. For example, my oldest daughter, she already said that instead of the science curriculum for the 8th grade, she might want to take astronomy or a type of science like that. So we're going to be looking at that here in a couple weeks to decide if that's really what she wants to do. But what I love about study.com is that it's flexible, it's super easy, it's engaging, and what's really nice is that you get a parent dashboard so you can actually chart your students' progress as they go along. And you get a weekly email that tells you that they're on track, or in my case, my kids are both either on track or ahead of schedule. And the reason I know they're ahead of schedule is because I was able to determine their end date for school, when I want them to be finished with that particular class. You can set that for all individual classes, and you can see their progress to make sure they are, in fact, staying on track. I love study.com so far. We're only 3 weeks in, but it is also already making our life a lot easier. Thanks, Study. We appreciate it.